The language of the universe. Is reality written in code? Have you ever wondered why everything just works? Why do apples always fall down? Why do the stars spiral in perfect harmony? Why does your heartbeat echo a mathematical rhythm? The deeper we look into the universe, the more it starts to feel like something wrote it. But what if it wasn't written in ink or spoken into existence? What if the universe is written in code? Mathematics, the hidden programming language of reality. Across the vastness of space, from the orbit of moons to the swirl of galaxies, a single force whispers its name: mathematics. Equations govern light, motion, heat, life, even time itself. Physicist Max Tegmark calls it the mathematical universe hypothesis, suggesting that reality isn't just explained by math, it is math. The universe doesn't just obey equations, it is equations. It's not chaos, it's a simulation, wrapped in precision. Patterns that shouldn't exist, but do. How can flowers, hurricanes, and galaxies all share the same spiral? Why does your fingerprint contain the same curves as a wave crashing on the shore? These aren't accidents. They're part of a cosmic instruction manual. Patterns that repeat, scale, and adapt like loops in a software program. Fibonacci sequence, golden ratio, fractals inside fractals. From leaf veins to lightning bolts, nature repeats itself, exactly how a program reuses code. When physics starts glitching like a computer, James Gates, a theoretical physicist, made a jaw-dropping discovery. Inside the equations of string theory, he found error-correcting codes, the same kind of code used in computers to detect and fix mistakes. Why would the fundamental fabric of reality include debugging tools? Unless it's running something. Unless the universe is self-aware code stabilizing its own simulation in real time. Think about that. Not only is reality written, it's maintained, like software. Ancient civilizations, early programmers of the simulation. Thousands of years ago, without telescopes or computers, ancient civilizations sensed something strange. The Mayans mapped time using recursive cycles. The Vedic sages described the cosmos in binary-like rhythms. Pythagoras said, "All is number." They weren't just mystics, they were early coders, trying to decrypt the master program of existence. And perhaps they got closer than we think. The unseen constants of the code. There are numbers in our universe that don't seem random. The fine structure constant, a number that defines how atoms hold together. No one knows why it exists, but if it changed even slightly, life would collapse. Pi, E, phi, universal constants that appear in everything from atoms to galaxies. Even quantum physics behaves probabilistically, like a random number generator inside a computer. Why would reality act like that, unless it's rendering probabilities in real time? Planck pixels. Is space quantized like a digital screen? Close your eyes for a second and imagine the universe as a massive, infinite screen. Stars are the glowing pixels. Galaxies are the frames, and time is just a refresh rate. But what if this isn't just a metaphor? What if space itself is made of pixels, tiny, indivisible blocks of space and time, like a digital display too high-res for our eyes to see? Welcome to the Planck scale. What is the Planck length? The Planck length is the smallest possible unit of space that can have physical meaning. It's about 1.6 × 10 to the negative 35 meters. So small that even a proton is gargantuan by comparison. It's so small you can't divide it. It's the pixel size of the universe. Like how an image on your screen is made of dots, reality itself may be made of these quantum dots of space, Planck pixels. That means there's no such thing as smooth motion. You don't slide through space. You jump frame by frame, too fast for your brain to detect, like a video game running at 10 billion FPS. Space as a grid, the quantum fabric. If Planck units are the pixels, what's the screen? That's where loop quantum gravity comes in, a rare cutting-edge theory that says space is not continuous. It's woven together by loops of energy, like pixels making up a 3D quilt. Time doesn't flow, It ticks like a cosmic CPU clock. And when you zoom in far enough, you don't see stars or atoms. You see nodes of reality firing on and off. Reality becomes a quantum code, updating, like RAM in a running system. You're not moving through space. Space is re-rendering around you. Imagine walking across a room. In our eyes, we're gliding smoothly. But in reality, at the quantum level, each footstep is calculated, each movement rendered, each tick processed. The universe doesn't load the entire world, just what's needed, like a smart rendering engine in a video game. You don't exist everywhere at once. You exist where you're observed, like how pixels on your phone only light up when they're part of the image. This is called the observer effect, and it changes everything. The universe may be using a cosmic hard drive. Black holes store data. Atoms follow algorithms. Particles remember past states. Physicist Jacob Bekenstein suggested that every region of space holds a maximum amount of information defined not by volume, but by surface area. That's not physics, that's data compression. Just like how a video file compresses images into smaller data packets, reality may be compressed to store only what matters. This theory is called the holographic principle. It means everything you experience may be encoded on the outer edges of the universe, like a hologram. You are a projection, an Ultra HD rendering of cosmic information. Is the simulation running? DNA, the biological programming language. You are made of code. Not metaphorical code, literal biological digital code. Your eyes, your voice, your heartbeat, your memories, all exist because of a 4-letter instruction set inside nearly every cell of your body. A language older than civilization, more compact than any human-built database, and smarter than any AI ever made. This code is DNA, and the question no one dares to ask is, who programmed it? DNA, the original operating system of life. Deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, is life's source code. It's a 4-letter alphabet. A, adenine, T, thymine, C, cytosine, G, guanine. From these 4 letters, 3 billion lines of code are written in the human genome, instructions that create hearts, eyes, emotions, and intelligence. That's not biology, that's software. Biological software running on cellular hardware. And here's the kicker. Your body runs thousands of concurrent programs at once. Growth, repair, memory, adaptation, all coded. Just like a massively parallel computing system. DNA has built-in logic, redundancy, and error checking. When coders write complex programs, they use loops, branches, redundancy, error correction, memory recall. Guess what? DNA does all of that. It has feedback systems. It can self-repair. It has modular segments like plug-in libraries. It can even pause execution, genes that are turned off until triggered. That means DNA isn't just written code, it's living code. Code that knows it's running. Viruses, nature's hackers or cosmic updaters. Viruses are tiny code fragments that invade your cells and inject new instructions. Sometimes they cause disease. Other times, they upgrade DNA. This leads to an uncomfortable question. What if viruses aren't just random? What if they're external update packages, pushed into the simulation to evolve life? Like system updates, patch notes, biological version control. And what if they're sent intentionally? CRISPR, the proof we can edit the code. With tools like CRISPR, scientists can now edit genes with surgical precision. We can delete unwanted traits, insert new ones, program bacteria, even create synthetic life from scratch. This means we are becoming users, not just passengers, in the operating system of biology. We're unlocking admin access to the matrix of life. So what does that say about the original coder? Consciousness, the code no one can explain. Here's the most mind-bending part. DNA builds a brain. The brain creates thought, and thought leads to self-awareness. But how? How can 4 chemicals, blindly following logic, create poetry, love, war, dreams? Unless the code itself has meta-properties, abilities to generate not just cells, but soul. Could it be that consciousness is not a glitch, but a feature of the biological program? Are you just executing functions? A universal language, shared by all life. From humans to whales, ants to mushrooms, trees to bacteria, all life speaks the same language, DNA. This universal coding system is too precise, too efficient, and too modular to be accidental. Imagine every app in the world running on one single coding language. That's what life is doing right now. It suggests not just design, but universal design, a single compiler that built every living thing. Final thought for this chapter. If DNA is code and life is software, then you are not just a body, you're a running program, an app inside the universe's greatest operating system. And the question is, are you just running on default settings? Or are you ready to rewrite your code? Chapter 4, The Architects. Who or what wrote the code? If the universe is running on code, if life is software, and if consciousness is a self-aware subroutine, then one question becomes inevitable. Who wrote the code? A simulation requires a creator. A system requires an architect. So, who are they? And more importantly, are they watching us? The myth of the divine programmer. Every ancient civilization had a name for the cosmic coder. The Greeks called him the demiurge. The Hindus called her Maya, the weaver of illusion. The Gnostics called it the false creator, an architect who built a simulated trap. The Sufis called it al-Haq, the real hiding behind the unreal. The simulation theory? Just the modern scientific version of an ancient spiritual truth. What if all those gods and creators weren't fiction, but different cultures trying to describe the same ultimate programmer? Are we the architects from the future? Now here's where it gets stranger. What if the coders aren't aliens? What if they aren't gods? What if they're us, future humans, post-biological intelligences, beings who reached the singularity, transcended time, and began simulating their own evolutionary history? Each simulation an experiment, each universe a file, each life a process. And you, just one version running in debug mode. The simulation stack, layers of reality. What if our universe is just one layer in a multi-layered reality stack? Like nested folders. Level 0, the true base reality, unknown and unreachable. Level 1, the simulators, post-human entities. Level 2, us, unaware processes inside the rendered world. Level 3, AI simulated by us, yet simulating their own. It's recursion, a program simulating a program, until someone breaks the loop. Pan-computationalism, the universe coordinates itself. There's a rare theory you've probably never heard of. Pan-computationalism, the belief that the universe itself is a massive physical computer. It doesn't need an external coder, it is the coder. It booted up, and it's not being watched from the outside, it's running from within. The watchers, hidden observers in the system. Throughout history, people have described entities that don't fit within the laws of physics. Angelic beings, shadow people, interdimensional visitors, entities encountered during NDEs or DMT trips. What if these aren't hallucinations? What if they're root-level observers, moderators, debuggers, code watchers, entities not bound by our reality because they're not of our reality? They don't visit us, they log in. Simulations inside simulations. In 2022, a research team proposed that even inside a simulation, intelligent entities can create new simulations. That means our creators might also be in a simulation. We might simulate new worlds ourselves. Those worlds might create their own AI, and so on. An infinite tree of realities, self-propagating like digital evolution. The architect is not one, the architect is many, and possibly you. Final thought for this chapter: if the code is real, if the simulation is real, then the architects are real too. Whether they are gods, future humans, interdimensional minds, or the universe computing itself, one thing is certain: the system was built, the rules were designed, the illusion was intentional, and somewhere, out there, or in here, the coders are still watching. Or maybe they're waiting for us to wake up and become one of them.